Listen, if you find yourself saying yes when you don't mean it, overthinking every message, over explaining, over laughing, constantly shaping yourself around what other people want you to be, and finding ways to keep other people happy at the cost of your own, this video is for you. We're getting in business, so that's not how we're going to do things anymore. Let's go. People pleasing isn't just being nice. It is trying so hard not to disappoint others that you abandon yourself and your feelings. Nobody is born a people pleaser. It is not a personality trait, it is a survival strategy. Saying yes when you want to say no, over explaining yourself, feeling guilty for setting boundaries, morphing into who you think they want you to be, getting anxious when they're even slightly disappointed in you. As a child growing up, you were taught that love is conditional. If you do this, you'll get love. If you score this much, you will get rewarded. You will get love. Your home was unpredictable, so you walked on eggshells to keep the peace. You were the mature one, the understanding one. Always rewarded for being low maintenance. So you stay that way. Every time you showed an emotion, expressed your need, it was met with silent treatment, criticism, and punishment. So none of this is done to be manipulative. It is done because you start to believe that your needs, your voice, and your boundaries are too much. It is a desperate attempt to keep the peace, stay liked, avoid conflict, be needed, and feel validated. That's what people pleasing is. And babe, the longer you're going to live like this, the more it's going to cost you. You lose your voice, your preference. You lose touch with your likes and dislikes because you're always adjusting to others. You lose your confidence, your self-esteem. You learn to never trust your own decisions. And then you start to feel resentment and anger towards yourself and the world because you're so tired of overgiving that you start to wonder, why is nobody doing the same for me? Why is everybody walking all over me? Why is everybody taking me for granted? Why am I exhausted all the time? This is personal. I've been there. We've all been there. You're not weak. You've just made everyone else feel so much more important than you that you've forgotten that you matter. And we're gonna unlearn this together. Chapter 1. The Achiever People Pleaser. This is for the one that learned that love is earned, not given. The high-functioning good girl, the perfect and reliable one. If I perform well, if I do everything right, I will be enough. Always praised for being the overachiever, the smart one, the helpful one, so chill, and being able to handle it all. Love to you felt conditional on performance. As a result, you constantly have the need to prove yourself, become addicted to external validation. You attach your worth to your output, and you're constantly overworking so you don't feel like a burden to others. Here's the thing, you are more than what you do. You don't have to constantly deliver to receive peace and attention and affection. The solution isn't to stop being ambitious. It is to stop equating your achievements to your identity. You don't have to earn love and rest. Start here. Practice non-productive days without feeling guilty and watch how the world doesn't fall apart. It is okay to rest. Say no to one thing this week that makes you feel overworked or over-responsible. If you can't do it, just say no. Remind yourself, I am valuable even when I'm not performing. You're not a task or a trophy. You are human, and people who truly see you won't love you for your shine, but in spite of it too. Chapter 2. The Abandonment People Pleaser. If I upset them, they leave. For the one who was taught that love can be taken away from you at any moment. The emotionally neglected one. Maybe your parent left. Maybe you were never cared about enough. So love felt more like a privilege to you than guarantee. So now you overcompensate. Apologize too much, agree when you don't want to, tolerate mistreatment because walking away feels scarier than staying. You would rather abandon yourself than risk being abandoned by somebody else. Listen, you cannot shrink yourself into constant safety. Unlearn urgency in a relationship. People who really love you will survive your no, will survive your truth, and will respect your boundaries. Try this. Just for fun. Let one person be disappointed in you because you didn't want to overcompensate for them and watch how it passes. Write down everything about what you think will happen if you upset someone and really sit with that fear. Replace thoughts like what if they leave me to what if I'd stayed true to myself and I'm still loved. Start by saying, hey, listen, I care about you, but I care about me too, and I need the space right now. If somebody leaves when you start honoring yourself and your needs, honey, you dodged a bullet on that one. They weren't a loss. They were never your people in the first place. You don't have to earn your right to exist in someone else's world. People who are truly meant for you will never require you to diminish yourself in order to be loved. Chapter 3. The Shapeshifter People Pleaser. This is the people pleaser who is a chameleon. You read the room in seconds, you adapt, you change, you soften, you blend in. You mirror people's opinions even when you don't agree to them. You switch who you are around different people and different environments, and you start to lose touch with your preferences and your likes and dislikes. And you get so drained in groups because you're constantly performing, desperate to fit in. You become the perfect version of what everyone else needs you to be without even realizing it. Because somewhere deep down you learned that who I really am is not enough, will never get chosen. So I'll just be who they want me to be. You learn that being liked is being safe and that the real you would make people uncomfortable. For everyone else, you are so easygoing, so understanding, but inside you are exhausted, disconnected, and like a ghost in your own life. You do not need to be somebody else to fit in. You do not need to mold yourself to fit the expectations of others. Be your own self and watch how the quality of people around you elevates. Start by disagreeing with people. Actually, I don't really like that show. I don't really agree with you on this one. Disagree where you have to. Learn to trust your own decisions. Stop asking your friends, do you think I should post this? Should I wear this or will it be too much? Will I be too overdressed if I... Stop. You like the picture? Post it. You like the outfit? Wear it. You don't have to be likable to be loved. You just have to be fully known, seen, and heard. Even if that means not everybody likes you, but you'll finally attract the right people for you. And that's what matters. Because validation means nothing if you're hiding who you really are to get it. Chapter 4. The empathetic overgiver. The therapist friend, the emotional sponge, the one who is always there to listen to other people's problems. You've somehow become the one whose job is to keep the peace in the room, to fix it all for everyone else. Always the one who checks in, always the one who shows up. When you need someone to listen to you, when you need somebody to show up for you, you look around and there's no one. You fear your worth comes from being helpful, needed, and that if you don't give enough, you might become invisible. You always attract emotionally needy people, the ones who always talk about themselves, their lives, and their problems, and never ever ask one single thing about you. Trust me, I've been there. It is super exhausting and annoying to have somebody constantly whine and whine about their life and their problems. Because that's all they have to talk about, and you're always there to listen. Anyways, moving on. You rarely ask for help because you're supposed to be the strong one. So you overextend, overcare, overgive until you are completely and fully depleted and empty. Please stop. Please start setting micro boundaries. Like, hey, I listen, I care, but just not now. I'm not in the state of mind to. And that is completely okay. Start being honest about your limits and your exhaustion. Somebody who really cares about you wouldn't drain you out like this. You are allowed to hold space for your loved ones and still choose yourself. And sometimes it's okay to sit in silence and let somebody else hold you for once. You are still valuable when your plate is empty. Chapter 5. The lonely girl people pleaser. I don't want to be alone, so I accept garbage. This one's a bit more personal than the others. There was a time when you had no one, no solid company, no one to hang out with, no one to truly listen to you. So the moment you get even a sliver of attention, even if it was inconsistent or low effort, you latch on. But as time passed, you realized they never respected you, never accepted you, and always made fun of you because somewhere they sensed your desperate energy and figured that you would never leave despite them treating you badly, disrespecting you, talking over you, gossiping about you, using you. At least I'm not alone. But at the end of the day, when you're done hanging out with them, you are drained, you are exhausted, and you feel like, here's the truth, babe, and I have first-hand experience with this. Loneliness is painful, but you know what's worse? People who make you feel disrespected, invisible, and like you don't matter. Loneliness is not cured by the presence of people, but it is healed by the presence of you. Stop begging for crumbs from people. Stop outsourcing your friendship and start to become your own best friend. Learn to take yourself seriously. Do not take disrespect as a joke. Oh, come on, I was just pulling your leg. Learn to take a joke. Oh yeah? Learn to make one. Cut such people off silently and raise the bar of what you will accept as company and friendship. And most importantly, practice solitude. Learn to love your own company. I will say this time and again until the day I die. Build a relationship with yourself and an identity outside of your external relationships. You are someone even when no one else is around, especially then. You know who are the worst kind of people out there? Is someone who makes you feel stupid or dumb for being happy about something, excited about something, for your likes, for what you like to do. And people will take anything and everything as a topic to gossip about. I wish someone had told this to me a few years back, to be very honest. Recovering from people pleasing is not a big dramatic moment where you stop saying yes to everything, burn bridges, and become this whole new person overnight. It is small, quiet, awkward, and very, very guilt ridden at first. Sit with the anxiety once you say no, and stop yourself when you feel the need to over explain or overcompensate. And then one day you say no and it feels absolutely normal. You ask for what you need and you no longer feel ashamed. Baby, you are enough and lovable as you are. So, who are you really when you're not people pleasing? You are grounded, you're clear, you are you without fear. You speak up, you trust yourself, you rest without guilt, you give because you want to and not because you feel the need to. You learn that love isn't earned, respect isn't something to beg for, and you're worthy enough just as you are. You stop shrinking and start taking up the space that was always yours. And that version of you, she was never gone. She was just waiting for you to come home. Make today the first day you choose you. Softly, boldly, unapologetically. You've got you now, and that changes everything. Oh, this one hit home. It was such a big part of me, took so much out of me to start taking a stand for myself and start being who I really am, and just start setting boundaries everywhere in all my relationships. And life has never been better. I hope you liked watching. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you. This is one of my personal favorite videos that I've created. I love this one. Comment down below, let me know what you thought. Tell me where you took a stand for yourself. Tell me where you said no and it felt good. I would love to hear your stories. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.